Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. 900 million XRP scooped up by whales in the last 48 hours. Guys, whales are continuing to scoop up XRP. It feels like we're getting an update every single day, giving us even more statistics on whale accumulation. Now, we have seen XRP price dip down a little bit, and it looks like the number is up to 8.93 billion XRP accumulated by whales. Now, again, guys, these are accounts holding anywhere between 100 million and 1 billion coins. So this is what, one metric Ali chart pays attention to here. And we've got the price of XRP down by a little bit now. Maybe a good time to accumulate if you guys are still looking to load up your bag. I have personally accumulated all that I want to accumulate. My bags are packed and they're ready to go. Take a look at the daily chart, though, for XRP. Look at the bullish candlestick here that was printed on August the 7th. And then look at the small bearish candlesticks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we still have not even engulfed this entire bullish candlestick. So this, guys, is a very good sign. This is also kind of a textbook example of how a bullish pennant is formed. So that is also very positive. And guys, you can see down here, even though the selling volume is quite high, we aren't actually seeing that price decrease, similar to, well, if you contrast that to when we saw the price moving up and the volume there and the bullish candlestick right in there. This suggests that at the moment, bulls are stronger than the bears. So we are just now waiting for that next pop to the upside to get up to higher prices. And for more information on where I think the market's going to go, follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Guys, I've opened up my portfolio, letting you all see where I'm going to be trading. Guys, I'm going to be picking targets at reasonable prices. And, I'm treating this market a little differently than I did the last time. Not just saying, okay, this is the price and that's it. What I'm doing is really gauging where the market's going in the moment, paying attention to, multiple different factors. If you want a more detailed approach on how I'm treating this particular bull run, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And I have rolled back prices, guys. It is now only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in. Fear and greed at 60. So that has receded by a little bit, but technically we are still in greed. Same with altcoin season. Of course, those cryptocurrencies start running up after Bitcoin does find a top. Market cap is down by a little bit. Same with the CMC 100. So a bit of red right now, and altcoins taking the brunt of that. But, if we take a look at Bitcoin, it has also receded a little bit. It did go up to 122, and that would have been yesterday, Monday, August the 11th. Now it's back down to about 118.4. So just down and around here, 118.4, 118.5, give or take. So, again, cooling down. Bitcoin still, it's looking like it's flirting with that all-time high, the brand new all-time high that was printed just last month on July the 14th. And let's put a horizontal line right there at the top. And you guys can see just yesterday we got very, very close to that, about not even a percent away, 0.5 or 0.72% from the all-time high. So I think we could blow past all-time high perhaps on this next run up. So is this a healthy bull run? Well, guys, Cathie Wood explains her opinion. She thinks it is. Listen to this.
In the late 90s, a lot of these seeds were planted. Capital was just flowing. Money was being thrown at anything .com, internet, biotech, anything like that. And, we knew it was too early. IPOs were coming out. The price would quadruple on day one. We said, that's crazy. That's crazy. These technologies aren't ready yet to scale, and they're way too expensive, which is one of the reasons. DNA sequencing, first human genome, it cost $2.7 billion to sequence one person's genome. That was in 2003. It finally was done. Today, it's $200. It's ready to scale. And so what's the worst performing sector of all in the innovation space? That sector. And it just gives you a sense of crowd behavior. When you see, the money is just so easy to make, you could throw darts and become very wealthy. That's usually a bubble, or it's heading for a big correction. When you see a time like you see now, where there's a wall of worry, people are worried about everything, and they are not throwing their money at one of the most important areas in AI, healthcare. It's the most profound application of healthcare. When they're not throwing their money, then we're moving up a wall of worry, which is a very healthy bull market.
So what she's saying is this is not actually as similar to the late 90s dot-com bubble as perhaps previous bull runs. So this could in fact perhaps, I mean, we still don't know yet, but once we do see more indications, this could be perhaps possibly the beginning of a real-world utility bull run. Anyway, wanted to thank CoinDesk and wanted to thank Ali Charts for pointing that out. BTC cycle bottom overlay, guys. This coming from Dom on Twitter. Bitcoin remains closely aligned with the trajectory of the previous two bull cycles. Even a month later, historically prior bull cycle tops occurred around 1060 or 1060 days from the bottom, placing the potential peak in mid-October, guys. So it looks as though we're right on track, at least, in terms of previous cycles. So if we are still in a 4-year cycle, at least this is a good indication that we are. Normalized Bitcoin price cycle. So, and you can see the diminishing returns. So purple was 2015, red was 2018, and the green is 2022. So starting from the cycle bottom there, and then reaching finally the top up here. So even if we do have more to go, we're not going to see those same types. I think, there's a couple of things here. Even if we are in a 4-year cycle, guys, and even if some people are saying it's like 2017, there's this concept of diminishing returns where, Bitcoin sees its returns diminishing as cycles move on. Nevertheless, 4-year cycle theory still intact, according to Dom here, so wanted to thank him for that. Also, CryptoCon has said August has ended red for Bitcoin more times than any other month in the year. But guys, you know what's bullish? There is one special time that August likes to be bullish, which is during the final year of the cycle. So this has happened a few times. In 2013, where August is bullish. In 2017, August was bullish. And in 2021, August was bullish. So what are we going to see in 2025, guys? Are we going to end off bullish? Again, these are all the things that I'm analyzing over there at patreon.com. Join the Patreon if you guys want to tap my brain. My DMs are open as well. So if you want to ask me a question, I'm there. For Patreon subscribers, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So another great indication here. I hope we do end off August as a bullish month. I'm sure a lot of us are hoping for that. Seasonality has been a bit strange this year, says CryptoCon, especially the bearish February, which was previously the most bullish month of all time, now tied with October. So let's see how August plays out. There's still about half of August left. Another interesting point that Tony Edward makes here, he says this lines up perfectly with the blow off top in Q4. So if we are to assume that we are going to see a 4-year cycle, as previously stated, 3 things show the high probability of this. Okay, 1, global liquidity shows tops around late September to early October. So this is all narrative related. Number 2, Senate will pass the Clarity Act, the market structure bill, by late September. And 3, U.S. trade tariffs with China pushed back to October. So those are all very positive news narratives that could boost the market. So wanted to thank Tony for that. And guys, of course, last week, the SEC's case against Ripple was finally laid to rest. This coming from Hester Peirce, crypto mom, and one of the commissioners at the SEC. She says, a welcome development for many reasons, including that minds once occupied with litigation can now concentrate on creating a clear regulatory framework for crypto. And Paul Atkins commented here, Commissioner Peirce is right. With this chapter closed, we now have an opportunity to shift our energy from the courtroom to the policy drafting table. Our focus should be on building a clear regulatory framework that fosters innovation while protecting investors. And people all coming out here, Stuart Alorati, thank you for your leadership in moving America towards clear rules of the road for crypto. Chair Atkins. Tony Edward even commenting, thanks, Chair Atkins. I hope we can do an interview soon. Chip here saying, I like the sentiment, but it's Congress that should be focused on establishing a clear regulatory framework, not the SEC. So here we go, guys. Bullish sentiment, and not just in the United States. The Malaysian Central Bank sparks debate by naming XRP and BTC as monetary alternatives, this courtesy of Michael Branch. So a recent working paper just came out from the Central Bank of Malaysia, and they've identified XRP alongside Bitcoin as potential alternatives to the current monetary and payment instruments. The paper, which examines the fundamentals of what the CBM calls modern money and its application to a central bank digital currency, posits that these digital assets could eventually replace currency in circulation or bank deposits if they become widely used. Private tokens such as Bitcoin or XRP may be widely used as means of payment outside the banking system in the future, replacing CIC or bank deposits. Nevertheless, the paper ultimately downplays the two cryptocurrencies prospects, citing their lack of a stable nominal anchor and tendency towards fragmentation as factors that work against them, complementing or even replacing the current payment system. Furthermore, the paper argues that without centralized institutions or intermediaries require large liquid balances to affect payments across different cryptocurrencies. And of course, XRP and Bitcoin do have the liquidity. This is because decentralization, the paper asserts, does not allow any party's balance sheet to expand and contract. So they have identified these two cryptocurrencies specifically because of their access, because of the liquidity too. These are cryptos that are going to play a significant role in the future of finance. And I can see why Bitcoin would be, considering treasuries and considering governments are stockpiling Bitcoin. And if they are considering Bitcoin Gold 2.0, even if it's not going to be used for payments, it could be used as a, to take from in order to pay for certain things. Liquidate your Bitcoin. It's the most liquid cryptocurrency, so you can liquidate it, turn it into cash very easily, and then you can use it for payments. And then obviously the mechanism to do that would be XRP and the XRP ledger as an example. So this makes sense to me. Another one here coming from Michael, guys. XRP bullish sentiment builds as Vivopower expands exposure with Ripple and their RLUSD stake. Vivopower, if you guys remember, did just recently partner with Ripple. I'll see if I can find the video. I'll link it up here. Vivopower signals aggressive confidence in XRP, securing discounted Ripple equity to amass vast token exposure while positioning for growth alongside Ripple. So guys, this is the latest from Vivopower. It will secure an underlying position equivalent to 211 million XRP tokens, valued at approximately $696 million, so almost 700 million, guys, through a budgeted initial 100 million acquisition of privately held Ripple Labs shares. Based on current market prices, which are subject to volatility and material change, a purchase of 100 million of Ripple shares translates to the underlying 211 million XRP tokens. So it was noted Vivopower has the opportunity to acquire Ripple at a weighted average valuation of approximately $19 billion, representing an 86% discount to Ripple's $135 billion holding of XRP tokens, assuming no value is ascribed to the rest of Ripple's business units, including RLUSD, its stable token. The agreements, pending final approval from Ripple's executive management, follow a 2-month due diligence process. So this is when we heard about it. And so, guys, now they have finally come to the table and drafted a deal. So Vivopower will now, in fact, hold XRP on the books. They did also confirm that they will continue to directly acquire and hold XRP. The company stated that it will be the first publicly listed U.S. firm to provide shareholders exposure to both Ripple shares and XRP tokens. So this is a big deal, guys. Vivopower, now the first company to do that, and probably not the last if I were to wager. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for that. Zafe Crypto, guys, also bringing us the latest clip of Nate Gerasi on CNBC. Think of this, a standardized framework for crypto ETFs that would get approvals going boom, boom, boom like that.
3 major stock exchanges, so NYSE, NASDAQ, and CBOE, they have all filed with the SEC for generic listing standards for crypto ETFs, which basically means that the exchanges wouldn't need to seek specific approval for each spot crypto ETF as long as it meets certain criteria. So this would streamline the approval process. And that's important because right now there are filings out there from multiple issuers for XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, Cardano, HBAR. We could go on down the list, but there are a boatload of filings out there. And the expectation is that this standardized crypto framework will be implemented, say, in the next 2 months or so. And so if and when that happens, I think you're going to see the floodgates open. We're going to see a wave of approvals, and you're going to see, again, a boatload of new crypto ETFs coming to market.
Guys, this means a wave of crypto ETFs could be approved, like XRP, Solana, Cardano, and more. And that's just going to mean more money coming into the space if we do see more products available. So now, I mean, when we do when we can consider all these different factors, okay, we got the tailwinds, the narrative tailwinds. We've got August looking, Hopefully it ends up bullish. We got other technicals on the charts panning out, not to mention that, Cathie Wood is suggesting this is looking more organic as a bull run. Still in my long on XRP shared earlier, okay? This from Credible Crypto, but we got a small dip across the board, which has sent XRP to the original zone. So he's looking at now the technicals. One more wave down, guys, before that next wave up. And I think once we do break all-time high again, that is now, and especially if we do see this with conviction, now that we've seen that small push to the upside, made a new all-time high technically, and then we did see this big correction down. I think now that we're making that Nike swoosh pattern on the chart, I think now is really the time where we should be focused on prices. We could see this multi-triangle breakout from November 24, put XRP bullish target at $12.60. So Ali Charts is suggesting that that would be the next price to eye. This triangle for XRP has been, the bane of our existence, I think, for quite a while now. I'm just bringing up the XRP chart here, and I'm going to take a fractal pattern from in and around here. And, because what we're seeing now is so similar, we did see that huge push to the upside and then just kind of the petering off. When you compare that to what we are seeing today, guys, even if this fractal doesn't match up completely, I do want to show you guys some similarities here. Okay, I'm not going to overlay the fractal, but you can see we reached the top. Okay, we came back down, retraced, couldn't really get to the top again, came back down, retraced. So again, this is today's fractal is a bit more expanded than what we saw back in 2017. Of course, from there, we made a new low, right? Boom, new low. And now we're back on the trajectory upwards. So trying to get up to a new high and then match that high, okay? Trying to get up to a new high here. We matched the high from back in there, so that's a little different. Now, guys, we're on a bit of a dip, and now we're starting to push to the upside. Bit of a dip, okay? And like I said, the fractal, not completely the same. But, guys, looking from a time perspective, we're so close. If I'm to, if I'm to take, I'm going to just take it and line it up specifically with the top there. Look at that. We're within 1 day, okay? That is 1 day of time. This is the daily chart, 1 day of time of a blow off top. Now, that's not to say that I think this is going to happen tomorrow or anything like that, but it does really give you some perspective here. And if we do just line up the bottoms, okay, let me just line up. Actually, the tops line up quite nicely with the bottoms there. So I'm just going to line it up there. Those are probably Fibonacci levels that tend to line up. Guys, this would bring us to around $16. So not entirely out of the question, $12.60, says Ali Charts. And even if we get a smidge ambitious, if XRP even does 10% of that performance, it's $207. And in 2017, it didn't have nearly the tailwinds that it has today. This is just Grok predicting price. Courtesy of James Rule here, guys. As of the latest data, XRP is trading at approximately $3.24. To match the 2017 bull run percentage increase, we would have to apply 63,900. And so that would bring us to a $2,000 XRP. Again, conditions are different this time. And Digital Asset Buy is saying, even at 10%, that would bring us to 3 digits. So what do you guys think? Are we going to see this natural progression through an organic crypto market? Or are we going to see 3 digits XRP boom move like that at the speed of lightning with a real world utility push? And again, guys, this is why I have the Patreon. I want to look at targets in a realistic, reasonable manner, and I'm looking to cash out when the time is right for me. And for those of you guys who want to follow my trading journey, again, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. For all you guys that are interested, it is only $5 a month. I've rolled back prices to old school prices, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in to that price. And until the end of the month, guys, I'm offering 15% off all Working Money Channel merch, including the Send It Astronaut tee, which is a fan favorite. It's almost there, guys. We're about to send XRP to the moon. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.